I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. I know a lot of attention was spent last week on Fox's $787.5 million settlement in Dominion's defamation case against Fox. But Fox was also involved in another defamation case, a case where they didn't settle, but a case where they lost, which hasn't been getting a lot of attention here in the States, but it has been getting a lot of attention in Australia, where the case was brought, where Lachlan Murdoch, the chairman of Fox News and Fox Organization, filed a defamation lawsuit against this small independent media organization in Australia called Crikey. Lachlan Murdoch filed the lawsuit back in August of 2022 because Crikey said that Fox and the Murdochs were essentially unindicted co-conspirators in connection with the January 6th insurrection. Let me tell you what took place specifically. So here's the article from June of 2022 that was written by Crikey. You'll see the headline right here, and the headline in Crikey reads, "Trump is a confirmed unhinged traitor, and Murdoch is his unindicted co-conspirator. New evidence to the January 6th committee shows just how treacherous Donald Trump was. But will it prise loose his grip on the Republicans?" By the way, kudos to that headline. Not both sidesing it, just saying it like it is. Well, Lachlan Murdoch had his feelings hurt by that headline and had his powerful lawyers in Australia, and the Murdochs are from Australia, but Lachlan Murdoch had his powerful lawyers in Australia threatened to sue Crikey, threatened to sue its political editor, its managing editor, its parent company, Private Media. So what did Crikey do in response? Well, Crikey took out an ad in August of 2022 in the New York Times. Here is the ad that they took out. And they said, look, if you want to sue us for exercising our right of free speech, bring it on. Do it. Let's see you do it. And this is what the open letter was in the New York Times that Crikey took out. It says, "An open letter to Lachlan Murdoch, co-chairman of News Corporation and executive chairman of Fox Corporation." Here it says, "Dear Lachlan," don't you love that they just address it directly to Lachlan? "Dear Lachlan, as you know, nearly 2 months ago, Crikey published a piece of commentary." By the way, I love the name Crikey. "As you know, nearly 2 months ago, Crikey published a piece of commentary about the sorry state of U.S. politics and the January 6th insurrection that mentioned the Murdoch family name twice. You responded through your lawyers with a series of letters in which you accused us of defaming you personally in that story. Crikey is an independent Australian news website launched in 2000, covering politics, media, and public issues. We at Crikey strongly support freedom of opinion and public interest journalism. We are concerned that Australia's defamation laws are too restrictive. Today in Crikey, we are publishing all the legal demands and accusations from your lawyer and the replies from our lawyers in full, so people can judge your allegations for themselves. We want to defend those allegations in court. You have made it clear in your lawyer's letters you intend to take court action to resolve this alleged defamation. We await your writ so that we can test this important issue of freedom of public interest journalism in a courtroom. Yours sincerely, Eric Beecher, chairman of Private Media, which owns Crikey, and Peter Frey, managing editor of Private Media and editor-in-chief of Crikey." And you see it on Crikey letterhead. Here it is in the New York Times. And so Crikey said, bring it on. And Lachlan Murdoch, the next day after that advertisement was published in the New York Times in August of 2022, Lachlan Murdoch then filed his writ. He brought a lawsuit in Australia against Crikey, and that lawsuit has been proceeding. It was scheduled to go before a trial, a hearing before the judge in October of 2023. And what did Crikey do in response to that lawsuit? Well, They would take all of the evidence and information that Dominion was producing, that Dominion got through its discovery with Fox, and Crikey was saying, seems like you were unindicted co-conspirators relating to the January 6th insurrection, and we're ready for trial. We have no interest in settling with you. We want a judge to evaluate your conduct. We have the text messages of Laura Ingraham and Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity and Rupert Murdoch and Lachlan Murdoch and CEO of Fox News, Suzanne Scott, and all of your executives and board members, thanks to the great work of Dominion. And we have those messages. Remember, there was those messages the day before the insurrection where you just didn't want to lose viewers, so you continued to spread the big lie up into the January 6th insurrection. Well, we want to have our hearing. We want to have our trial. We don't want to settle. So ultimately, what did Fox do? Well, Fox caved. Lachlan Murdoch caved. And when they settled with Dominion for $787.5 million, they realized, crap, Lachlan, you sued Crikey, Lachlan, and Crikey's ready to expose you. Crikey wants to do the trial that Dominion didn't do, and they want to get a judicial finding with all this great evidence that Fox is a purveyor of falsehoods and that Fox was an unindicted co-conspirator. And clearly, Fox was like, we can't have that happen. And so Fox, they had no other choice but to dismiss the case on their own. Case dismissed. They lose.
Oh, hey, when did you get here? Let's take a quick break to talk about our next partner, Henson Shaving. Look, everyone knows how annoying cheap razors are. The cuts, the irritation, the frustration. And don't get me started with subscription razor services, the headaches that those can cause. That's why you gotta meet Henson Shaving. Henson Shaving is a family-owned aerospace parts manufacturer that has made parts for the ISS. That's the International Space Station and Mars rover, and now they're bringing precision engineering to your shaving experience. Razor blades, they're like diving boards. The longer the board, the more wobble, the more nicks, cuts, and scrapes. A bad shave, it isn't a blade problem. It's an extension problem. By using aerospace-grade CNC machines, Henson makes metal razors that extend just 0.0013 inches, which is less than the thickness of human hair. That means a secure and stable blade with a vibration-free shave. It gets better. The razor has built-in channels to evacuate hair and cream, which makes clogging virtually impossible. Seriously, Henson Shaving wants the best razor, not the best razor business. That means no plastic, no subscriptions, no proprietary blades, and no obsolescence. The Henson razor, it works with standard dual edge blades to give you that old school shave with the benefit of new school tech. Once you own the Henson razor, it's only about $3 to $5 per year to replace the blades. My first shave with the Henson razor was incredibly refreshing. The design is sleek and the durability is top notch. The Henson razor is truly much better than your run-of-the-mill quote-unquote traditional razor brand. And the affordability factor is absolutely game-changing. No more wasting your money on expensive blades. With Henson Shaving, you get a year of blades for just $5. Okay, so here's what you have to do. It's time to say no to subscriptions and yes to a razor that'll last you a lifetime. Visit hensonshaving.com/Meidas to pick the razor for you and use code Meidas and you'll get 2 years worth of blades free with your razor. Just make sure to add them to your cart. That's 100 free blades when you head to hensonshaving.com/Meidas and use code Meidas. And now back to the video.
Crikey had no interest in settling. Crikey's like, you could dismiss the case, but that means you will be losing on the merits. And if you lose a case in Australia, well, now you owe Crikey all of our legal fees. So now Fox is on the hook for all of Crikey's legal fees because on Friday, Fox dismissed their lawsuit. So earlier in the week, you'll recall, they settled with Dominion. Then they were like, oh crap, we got this lawsuit with Crikey and they want to go to trial. And then Lachlan Murdoch dismissed the case on Friday. Now, here is a statement from Fox's lawyer who was representing them in the action against Crikey. This is what Fox's lawyer said. Crikey has tried to introduce thousands of pages of documents from a defamation case in another jurisdiction, which has now settled. Mr. Murdoch remains confident that the court in Australia would ultimately find in his favor. However, he does not wish to further enable Crikey's use of the court to litigate a case from another jurisdiction that has already been settled and facilitate a marketing campaign designed to attract subscribers and boost their profits. I mean, the audacity of that statement. I mean, Lachlan Murdoch, you filed the lawsuit, and it's not Crikey's fault that all of your executives were sending messages that led to the January 6th insurrection, that your executives and hosts of your various shows mocked your viewers, knew exactly what they were doing. Setting aside the executive, it's all the way up to you, Lachlan. It's all the way up to you, Rupert Murdoch. So you are blaming Crikey for the fact that Lachlan sued Crikey, and Crikey is presenting the evidence that just exists because the evidence was discovered in America in a defamation case brought by Dominion. Make that make sense. Okay, it will never make sense. But Crikey, and by the way, I love this company right now, Crikey. I got to reach out to their executives because this is good stuff. So this is what Crikey did. They posted on their Twitter account the article again. They said, in light of Lachlan Murdoch dropping his defamation case against us, read the article that started it all by politics editor Bernard Keane. And then they put the headline right in the tweet. Trump is a confirmed unhinged traitor, and Murdoch is his unindicted co-conspirator. Free to read. And they made sure that was in the tweet. And this was the statement from Will Hayward, the CEO of Private Media, which owns Crikey, as well as from Chairman Eric Beecher on Lachlan Murdoch dropping the defamation case against Crikey. Here's the statement. This is a substantial victory for legitimate public interest journalism. We stand by what we published last June and everything we laid out in our defense to the court. The imputations drawn by Murdoch from that article were ridiculous. We stand by our position that Lachlan Murdoch was culpable in promoting the lie of the 2020 election result because he and his father had the power to stop the lies. How do we know? Because Dominion sued Fox News for promoting the lies, and Fox just paid $787.5. They're doing that in Australian money, but $1.17 billion in Australian to Dominion to settle the case. Murdoch's lawyers made the absurd suggestion in his statement of defeat today that his client, quote, remains confident that the court would ultimately find in his favor. However, he does not wish to further enable Crikey's use of the court to litigate a case from another jurisdiction that has already been settled and facilitate a marketing campaign designed to attract subscribers and boost their profits. The fact is, Murdoch sued us, and then he dropped his case. We want to take a moment to thank all of those who have helped us on this journey, our loyal readers, the ordinary Australians who contributed to our GoFundMe, to the Crikey editorial team who've worked under immense pressure, to the wider staff who have put in colossal additional effort to keep the business going whilst all this has been going on, to our legal team, marquee lawyers, to our subscribers for their many notes of support, and to real journalists across Australia who do the hard and tough work of holding power to account. We are proud of our stand. We are proud to have exposed the hypocrisy and abuse of the power of a media billionaire. This is a victory for free speech. We won. And we here at the MeidasTouch Network are very proud of Crikey Media, of Private Media, which owns Crikey, of everybody who they thanked in their statement right there. And we are proud that we are able to give that the attention it deserves here in the United States and to our global audience as well. Great work, Crikey, and great work standing up for freedom of speech and standing up against the unindicted co-conspirators of the January 6th insurrection, Fox. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your support. Also, check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. In addition to our Patreon, wherever you get audio podcasts, just make sure you subscribe to the MeidasTouch Network on audio, the MeidasTouch Podcast, Legal AF Podcast, and all our other podcasts. Thanks so much for watching. All right, hit subscribe on our YouTube. It's free. Have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.